Oh, folks, where do you think you're coming to me from right now? Shall I show you where you are? No, I can't. Can't flip the camera mid filming. Typical. Maybe I can turn the camera around that way and show you. Yep. You are inside the doll's house. Welcome to Blue Garden Cottage. Yes. Let's not say anything else about that. It is pitch black outside. It is dark. It is already late evening. Again, missed the day to post the video. I mean, today is the day I post the video, but you won't get this till the following day because I am sorry, it's already late. I will try and shoot this all in one warts and all video so that I can avoid the hours of putting clips together in the right order and editing. And that's just the basic stuff. I have no videography experience even after quite a few years of making videos now. This is just point and shoot. Okay, enough excuses now. Seriously, this is a home week. So what have I been doing this week? I think you could tell from behind me that bookcase I have completely cleared off, sorted all the books at the top and the bottom. I have put boxes in those shelves for clothes and shoes. All the games have been organized, the board games, quite a few there. We haven't played them for years. Quite a few board games at the top there. I have sorted out this cupboard, the tall cupboard over here, and organized and put things in there. So I've been doing a bit of clearing out. Of course, doesn't seem like much, but it took a whole day because as you start clearing out, you find things you haven't seen for years. Some things you think, why on earth did I keep it? What is it still doing here? Some was rubbish, some was recycling, some goes to charity shop, organized, and then other stuff was just like, oh, you know, you find old photographs from either when you were younger or your children or grandchildren, whatever, and they're just some spark some memories. Clearing out can spark memories. Some good, not so good, but mine all lovely because I've seen pictures of the children when they were little. Remind me of little events we went through. So I've actually been enjoying doing the clearing out. Not done yet. I still have a lot to do. My fabric corner with my son's stuff on, that all has to be organized yet and cleared out and used. My fabric stuff has to be used, so very soon, as soon as the room is sorted, I shall be starting with that. We are making a start on the bed. We found, so this is a make do. This is what we do, is make do, right? So we will find some smooth planed, untreated wood for indoors, obviously, to make a beautiful closet bed, right? A beautiful closet bed. And in the loft we found from very many years ago, these are actual heads. It's a headstead and a bed and a footstead for a single bed. Literally, that is how high the bed was. And there's two of these, and one sits on top of the other bed, so that when kids have a sleepover, they just take the one off the top and there's two single beds. That is literally how high. So we decided, I mean, that's all that's left. We've used the other planks for other projects. So what we're going to do with these is we're going to place one on top of the other for the headboard, one on the top of the other for the foot of the bed, put that between the posts, and then we're going, I'll show you the design another day, but that's going to form part of the make do homemade closet bed for grandchildren. It's going to come with curtains and fairy lights inside and just a den. So hopefully that will go nicely. And the eventually I'll do the curtains and the bedding and all sorts. This is what was asked for color scheme pinks, blues, yellows, oranges, greens, a whole rainbow of colors. So this has been the inspiration for the soft furnishings for the room. And then some more yellow fabrics I found, and oranges, and even greens, all bits of fabric. Some orange old fleece sheets. So I think I'm going to get some fabric dye, and I'm going to dye some really bright blue and pink fabrics, and I shall come up with some really colorful, fantastical design. Hang on, let me put this here without dislodging the light off the top of the doll's house. Even with some pretty little edging there. That will all come into the final look of the room, and I hope it all tie in and it'll look lovely when it's done. There's still a lot to do, but time restraints mean it'll take a while, so you're just going to have to wait to see the end bit. And I shall put in a before photograph and an after photograph. I love watching TV programs of befores and after, and YouTube videos of before and afters, and seeing pictures of transformations. I love transformations. Yeah, I love seeing transformations, mostly in homes and gardens. So that is one big transformation. I'm absolutely exhausted. I'm really ready for bed now. But I'm talking to you instead. Hopefully you're watching this early in the morning. So I was thinking about homemaking and kind of what one of my whys is. I've got quite a lot of whys for why I love homemaking. I didn't bring my glasses. Really, Cindy? Okay, well. Anyway, one of the inspirations that have always, I mean, I love, as you know, I do love my scriptures, and I find a lot of inspiration from them. And one of the inspirations for homemaking for me was from a number of scriptures, but this one in particular, and why I recognize that it's so important for me to put my house in order, because for many years it's just been chaos, and to be able to bring some peace and harmony into absolute chaos. No matter what goes on outside the house, there has to be some times of peace and harmony inside of our home, where we can come, and home can be a refuge. I think I've mentioned that before when talking about the garden, that wherever we go, whoever comes into our home and our garden should feel that this is a place you can relax, you can just take a deep breath and chill and feel welcome, and where those of us in the home are not surrounded by chaos, so we can find whatever it is we're looking for, so that things can be done in an order that allows us to spend more time enjoying our home and each other than trying to find things and sort things out and deal with chaos. So one of the, let's see if I can read this for you, because I'm not going to go and stop the video now to go downstairs, because then I've got to start all over again. And just one of the verses that I love is, organize yourselves, prepare every needful thing, and establish a house of fasting, a house of faith, a house of learning, a house of glory, a house of order, a house of God. And it's many other talks and lessons I've learned from that have been to do with beautifying your home. And there is one, I can't remember where it is in the Old Testament, I'm sure of it, that says, and Zion shall increase in beauty. And I take that for my home as well, that it should be a place of beauty as well as being a functional place, that it should feel, and I mean, looking at my house, nobody could ever say my house is Pinterest worthy, okay? But I don't care. My house might not be Pinterest worthy, but it is my family worthy. And I love my home. If my home were a tin shack, if I poured my heart into preparing every needful thing and beautifying it with whatever I could get my hands on to beautify it, it will be a palace to me and hopefully to my family. Another scripture that I absolutely love is in Proverbs, the very last chapter of Proverbs, where it talks about a virtuous woman and what that means. And of course, lots of people have different ideas, but to me, that is not according to the translations that we would normally put it, but it is absolutely beautiful because it's the things I love to do. And again, I'm going to be straining, see if I can read some of it to you. And a virtuous woman does, the heart of her husband doth safely trust in her. She will, there's the others. She seeketh wool and flax and worketh willingly with her hands. She's like the merchant's ships. She bringeth her food from afar. She riseth also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household. And goes on to say, and she considereth a field, and buyeth it. With the fruit of her hands she planteth the vineyard. She girdeth up her loins with strength, and strengtheneth her arms, and she perceiveth that her merchandise is good. Her candle goeth not out by night. She layeth her hands to the distaff, to the spindle, and her hands hold the distaff. She stretcheth out her hand to the poor, yea, she reacheth forth her hands to the needy. She is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household are clothed with scarlet. She maketh herself coverings of tapestry, her clothing is silk and purple. Strength and honour are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come. She openeth her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness. I love that. There's a few more verses in there, beautiful ones. But they're all, to me, are, the kind of things I do. This is a working woman. This is an industrious woman. She's a clever woman. She considereth a field and buyeth it, and she invests. She has a business. She makes a beautiful home. Takes care of those who are in need, finds time to serve. That's the kind of thing I want to be and to have in my life. I mean, there's obviously a lot of different meanings to these scriptures, and depending on what's needed at the time, but to me that is one of those that inspires me as far as homemaking goes, and some of the motivation for me and the inspiration for me, and of course it's coupled with all of my childhood experiences and my mum's example of how out of practically nothing she would make a home. That scripture reminds me of my mum. Even though she was never wealthy, she was never a business person, but she could make a home out of almost anything. So she was my inspiration for homemaking as well, and the way that I do it. There's a lot of different ways of doing it, and each person has their own preferences. That is perfectly fine. Just for me, and this is, it's connection with my roots as far as womanhood goes, and how I love womanhood. I love being a wife. I love being a mother. I love being a grandmother, a sister, a cousin, whatever. I just love womanhood, along with all the nasty bits that come with it. But bring it on. Along with all the tears come some of the most beautiful experiences that I wouldn't want to swap for anything. And those beautiful experiences can't come without some of the more bitter experiences of womanhood. I have I just love being able to pick something up in my home, to find a place for it or a use for it, and benefit my family from those things. So I hope they, I mean, I don't know, sometimes I'm sure they don't appreciate it. We all have moments where we think, you know, like, really, you've put that towel on the floor, or like, you know, there are moments that I really want to tear my hair out. But I know my family feel at home when they come into my house. I hope they feel they're happy here, that they can chill, that they can rest, that they can feel comfort and safe, and hopefully inspiration as well. I hope that my home is a place of learning, of good things. So that's what homemaking is to me. What is it to you? I asked this question not long ago. I think it was like 2 years ago. I might just put a link to that video in the top corner, whichever one it is you're going to get it at, because it flips. So I think it's that one. No, it's mirrored, isn't it? See, I'll put a link to that video. But obviously things change and evolve over time, and perspectives and understandings change. I was looking at, you know, we were talking about, hubby and myself were talking about looking at something and visualizing a ruin, visualizing what you can see it as when it's finished before you even make a start. That's kind of how I tackle the home and the garden. I can walk into a bedroom and I can look at what there is, look at what I need to use, how I need to use the space, or how the family uses the space, and what would be better. And of course, for very many years, we've just been going through the motions of every day and not doing that. And then when I started to try and put my house in order, I started looking at, and this is the experience that comes from learning about gardening and designing edible landscaping and cottage garden and whatever else, designing a space, your outside as an extension of the inside. But because of those things, it's affected how I look at inside and what works best with what I've got, and how I can use what I have to make the most of it, and, you know, the make do kind of thing. And of course, then sitting on Pinterest, oh my days, that is just like, I love Pinterest. I've got so many boards on Pinterest of my collections of things that I just absolutely love. And then I've got my one board, Blue Garden Cottage inspiration, things that I absolutely adore and I can't have for myself, but I can make something of similar kind of inspiration from those that I like, and use what have I got, how can I make the most of it to bring it close to the kind of feelings I get when I look at those images, what I would like out of our own home, and then how I can move the place around to make it best useful. So that's kind of how I do things. It's really, I could sit for hours and I can just visualize, and then I'll put it down on paper, either in a little drawing or a graph, or writing down a plan, what I'm going to tackle first, where I'm going to move stuff, what I'm going to clear out, what I'm going to use to decorate, stuff like that. So that is one of my fun things that I love to do with homemaking. I have been getting used to using my store cupboard, and in a near future video I think I might do a series over a few months of on the home video doing recipes. I love doing recipes and sharing with you how I use my store cupboard. So I think I'm going to do some of that, share with you some recipes from the store cupboard stuff, some recipes using fresh stuff from the garden. I think as well, craft wise, not just for the crafts, because we've started a few of those, but most of them are like gifts for family and friends and just stuff that we really wanted to do. We've got a couple of things we're going to do for some other friends. Those would be just normal stuff. I've got to sort out the veranda, the studio, but all of that, you know, you don't need to know that now. That's all just plans. But as far as homemaking goes, I would also like to show you how I make the curtains for the room, the bedding from Make Do, using what I've got and what I could find. And if I have to use some fabrics I've got and get fabric dyes just to make it more, then I shall do that. More themed, so it's more harmonious. So there's a pattern to it. How we make the bed, so I'll show you little videos of that. There is a project going on as far as crafts goes in the workshop right now, but I'll show you that closer to the date. That'll be a while. We need to get some stuff for that. What else? What else is there, folks? It's too late for me to think. I really just can't think. What else do I do in this non-Pinterest worthy house that makes it a palace to me? I think I should start a revolution. Non-Pinterest worthy on Pinterest. Warts and all. I might just show you one day what the house looks like when I haven't had chance to clean at the most chaotic time. Have I not done that before? I have no idea. But here's to non-Pinterest worthy homemaking. It is beautiful. I wish you could show me in the comments section below. I wish you could show me videos. I don't think you could do that on YouTube. But show me just little photographs of your non-Pinterest worthy beautiful home spaces. Your lived in home spaces that are to be lived in and loved, not just for show. Although I like to have a tidy room, everything has its place now over there, and it's more usable by even the younger little ones. And I feel good. I have no underlay under my carpets. My carpets don't even fit wall to wall. There's like not even a foot worth that doesn't come to the wall there, but who cares? The bed covers it. You can't see it. There is little pieces of patchwork of carpet because that's what we had. And you know what? I really don't want to change it. It works fine as long as I keep it clean and it's warm under the foot. Then so what? So be it. Oh my days. How do you view housework, homemaking, all of the stuff connected? How important is it to you? What makes you feel at home? Do you feel pressurized to have your home look like it should be Pinterest worthy all the time and that should be on show? Or do you like to kick off your shoes and leave it in the middle of the room and just be in your space? It'd be nice to hear from you how you all see your homes and how you live in your space and what makes you happy in your space. Yeah, would be nice if we could have, I don't have enough subscribers to have live chats, but it would have been nice to have a live chat, to have people saying, you know, having a interactive kind of thing. Which reminds me, don't forget, I know I say it all the time and I've always hated saying it, but don't forget to like, subscribe and share, because that way the more you share it, the more people might be able to, or then I'd be able to, if you've noticed on my one video, there's one video, the hot water bottle one, that has been the best video on my entire channel and has got over 1,000 views. Not very many comments, a few comments or many, but because it's actually, as soon as it got to 1,000 views, remember I told you about YouTube now, because it's their platform, they can advertise on your channel even, and even if you don't want them to, they have every right to advertise, put adverts on your channel, and they get all the revenue from it if anybody clicks on them, and you get nothing. So the only way to avoid that is to join YouTube Partnership Program, and then you can choose what adverts you have on your channel, or if you do or not, and you get the revenue from the adverts that you put on your channel. So adverts is one thing I think we might not be able to avoid. I hope that if I'm on YouTube Partners, I can choose not to have ads on my channel at all. But if I'm not, I don't have a choice. So, and I can't get onto the YouTube Partnership Program unless I have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours per year. So it really helps the channel if you watch right the way through a video, if you like it and share it, and if you subscribe, then that helps to push up the numbers so that I would be able to get to a point where I'm allowed to stop adverts coming on my channel, because I do not like adverts. But until then, until I have enough people, I don't have a choice. And then if I have 1,000 subscribers, I could also have live chats, and that would be nice, because I'd like to interact with you guys more and have you chat back with me. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Oh, until then, well, see, this is just a chat, and the time is running on. It's like 26 minutes. It's going to take all night for this to upload to YouTube straight from my phone. Yeah, it's meh, never mind. We're making do, technology and all. So, folks, it's been just a bit of a ramble and a natter about homemaking and some of the things that inspire me to make my home a place we love, irrespective of whether it's Pinterest worthy or not. That just doesn't matter. I think on Pinterest I just like to share what we have got and what we do and how we've done it. It'd be nice to see everybody else's. Start a Pinterest revolution. That would be nice. Okay, I better get going. I am waffling pointlessly, but it's been nice just to be able to chat with you. I hope you have a good week until I chat with you next week, which is a craft week. Do not ask. Every week I have this fantastic plan of exactly what I'm going to do, when I'm going to do it. It's almost not quite scripted, but planned. Went out the window this week. Maybe I'll get it right next week. Shall we see? Shall we see if I do actually get it right? Watch this space. Come back again next week and we'll see. Craft week next week. Take care, folks. Have a wonderful week. Get some rest. And think about your non-Pinterest worthy spaces and how valuable they are to you just as they are, or how would you want to change it? Until then, I'm going to get some sleep, and I hope you do too. There's a whole week until then. We surely should get some. Okay, folks, I'm waffling. Good night. Take care. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.